Hello everybody and welcome to today's Q&A about Ezoic Level 1. So if you haven't joined me before, my name's Heather Murdoch. I'm part of the Access Now Success team. We have these Q&As regularly throughout the month on in-depth topics that can help you understand more about Ezoic and the wider publishing space. So if you're on Facebook or on YouTube, if you go to the comment section of this video, you'll be able to add in your questions. Please add in as many questions as you've got. We've got 30 minutes today and look forward to answering all your questions that we can. We do prioritize on these Q&As questions around the subject. So in this instance, leveling up and Ezoic Level 1. If we do have time, though, we will answer questions on wider topics as well. So I'll introduce my colleague who's going to take us through the information today. Audrey, please introduce yourself to everyone. Audrey, I think your microphone is muted.
Thank you so much, Heather. Sorry. So I'm Audrey. I am a publisher success manager with Ezoic. I've been with Ezoic for about a year now. And I tend to work with our level 1, level 2 publishers. And so I'm here today to talk about what changes when you go from Access Now up to level 1, and to talk about some of the cool tools that you're going to get even more access to as you level up. So we're going to dive in. Heather, you can skip to the top of the page. Perfect. Thank you. So why do we have levels? The way that advertising works in terms of seeking out those target audiences is that there's all these different niches of traffic, and as you level up, as your site grows, you're going to be collecting those niches of traffic. And so some of those are going to be targeted and some of those are going to find your site. And while all these advertisers are always there ready to bid on your site, they are looking for specific traffic. So when we talk about levels, that's what we are really talking about, is your site growing and building up that traffic base, and these additional ad partners joining in. And so you'll see as you move up those levels, you're also going to get access to additional tools. And Heather, if you want to swap to my screen, I'll show you some of those right now. Cool. So this is our levels page. So this actually, you guys can access this too. This explains everything about our levels program. Right now, y'all are Access Now. And then as your site grows, as you get those traffic niches coming in, you get that revenue coming in, you will be moving up to level 1. At level 1, we're going to talk about all the stuff that you get when you transition over. But you can see here that as you continue growing up those levels, you're going to get additional access to other teams, additional access to other methods of support and other materials. And so, like, for example, our VIP publishers, are working with our SEO team and our direct ads team. And so basically, as your site grows and you need those services, we are still here to provide them. Can we skip back to the slide, please, Heather? Thank you. So the parameters of level 1 are more than 10,000 visits and a monthly revenue of at least $50. So that is something that, hi there. That is something that we are going to be working towards with you, and Heather's working towards with you in Access Now. And so once you hit that, you'll be seeing some additional benefits coming up. Heather, would you move to the next slide? Cool. So some of those benefits are the ability to create tickets, getting into our support live chat, access to the LEAP team through the LEAP tickets, getting onto the premium waitlist, and getting access to Trailblazer. So I'll show you it really briefly, some of those things. Heather, would you mind swapping to my screen? Cool. So the first one you mentioned is being able to create tickets. So what you'll find is that when you become level 1 in your dropdown, there'll be a link to take you to the support help center. which is going to enable you to submit a request for a ticket. This is going to look like either a ticket form or a live chat, both of which become options for you at level 1. Opening a live chat, cool. So that means that our team is currently online responding to live chat. That means you will have an immediate conversation with a support team member. If they're not currently online, there'll be a form here that lets you fill out a ticket, and you'll get very fast support from our support team, usually less than a day. So that they will also be able to share those questions if you have questions that are not relevant to support, but are for people like me, like the publisher success team. They'll share those with us so that we can then get back to you through that channel. So it really opens up a lot of routes to support. Looking into accessing to the LEAP team, again, that is going to be a function through the LEAP dashboard, which you'll have an additional option here to open up a ticket through there. The other thing that I mentioned was the getting on the premium wait list. So some of y'all might have already heard about premium. And I'm just showing you right here. These are the options that when you do get invited to premium that you will be able to choose from. And getting on that premium wait list is a really big step because our premium program is essentially guaranteed revenue. It also gives you access to additional support even earlier than the VIP level. So things like direct ads, having quarterly meetings with a publisher success manager like me. And so it's a really great opportunity for our publishers to really get that business support from us to have that partnership and build their business up. The last thing that I mentioned was access to Trailblazer. And this one I'm really excited about. I hope that you guys will check it out as well. With the Trailblazer program, these are things that we are beta testing. So for example, you may have seen, I'm sure you've seen Flickify and Humix on your dashboard. Those started out here. So it gives you earlier access to a lot of really cool, really helpful products before they roll out to the wider dashboard. For example, right now, this is my favorite one, Page Booster. This demo site that I'm looking at is not currently using it, but will be soon. And this is a big help for SEO, for example. But there are tools that do all kinds of different things that will turn up in that Trailblazer option. Heather, would you swap back to the next slide for me? Awesome. So the levels scores, which is what you'll find in your level dashboard, they indicate potential optimizations, places where you may have missed a trick, and basically give you a way to check if you have fully optimized every possible aspect. Heather, if you'll swap to my screen, I can show you guys exactly what that looks like. Cool. So under your levels button, you'll see this levels dashboard menu. And then the scores tab. So if you are looking for a way to increase your revenue, to improve your user experience, to build your traffic, this is the first place to start. This is going to have a ton of recommendations for you. And what we're hoping to get is all the way up to 100. Now let's see, looking at this particular demo site has only got 93. So they're pretty close. They're pretty close. But you'll see here under all of these drop-down menus that you can tell exactly where you're maybe missing a particular optimization. This one's got 100% through most of this, but they've only got 90 out of 100 on placeholder density. So that means that they're missing some piece of that. So if you click on it, anyone that's got below 100, it's going to show you exactly what you're missing. And give you an explanation, and most of them link you to a guide as well that will kind of walk you through exactly what you need to do. Some of them will need to, let's see, find a good one. Some of them are going to be about earning revenue, like earning revenue through AdSense. Mediation is the way to complete 100% on that. Others are going to be about building placeholders or setting up functionality for your site, but they are all working towards building that revenue, building that traffic base. Heather, could we move on to the next slide, please? So all of those levels increases, that's what you're going to want to look for to move up the levels. Anything you can do to optimize is going to help increase that traffic, increase that revenue, and get you moving up. You also, if you get to 100, get a little extra boost towards getting to level 1. So it's definitely worthwhile to get in there and really check all those scores and try to get up to 100 and give you that extra boost to level up even faster. So I told you guys that I was going to talk about a couple of cool tools too. So I'll share with you just a few of those now. So the first one we're going to look at is Humix. And I hope you guys have already heard about Humix, but I'll tell you about it briefly again. So Humix is our video hosting and sharing platform where you are able to have your videos hosted and get embedded into your site. So now that's going to be a much faster, much lighter weight embed. And they are going to be monetized through Ezoic. So you know that you're getting the highest possible kind of monetization rates that you can for that video. And they're going to help keep people on your page longer. So we really want to get our publishers into video. We wanted to figure out, okay, what's the like easiest way that we can get people looking into video? And that was to make the embeds fast, make the technology fast, make it really easy and convenient, and make it all work together. So that's what Humix is going to do for you, is really let you get into video very easily. The grow and share functions, and I'll walk you through those. So Heather, if you want to swap to my screen, the grow and share functions let you share your own content if you choose to, and use other people's content if you choose to. And the real benefit for our publishers with using Humix is that when you share someone else's content or when they share yours, you share that revenue 50-50. So if you have good videos that you're creating, either ones that you've already made or ones you'll make with one of our tools, which I'll show you next, you can make a passive revenue from that as well, from sharing those videos, as well as all of those SEO benefits, all of that session length benefit, the higher bids that you're going to get from having that video on your own page. So it's really benefiting you in lots of different ways to use that grow and share functions. Engage and grow functions in Humix. So I would definitely recommend, even if you don't have videos yet, looking at turning on your Humix page. Sorry, let me pop in here. So activating this Humix page, you get there through this tab right here. And when you activate that, when you turn that on, you're going to get the options for growing and engaging. I recommend using both of these. Grow allows other people to share your videos, and engage allows you to share other people's videos. It's a great way to get into video right now, getting relevant videos onto your page before you even start creating your own content. So it's just all benefit. And as you create your own content, those videos will start supplanting other people's videos on your page. And so you'll be earning even more revenue from them. It's a really great system and really easy way to get into video right now. So next I'll show you the other way that we can help you get into video, which is creating your own videos from your own content. Heather, would you swap back onto the Flickify slide, please? Awesome. Okay. So Flickify is the other program I mentioned that lets you create your own videos using your own content with the Ezoic AI articled video creator. It's super easy. It's one of the fastest ways to make video that I've ever seen. And there are tons of benefits to, like I said, to having video on your page at all, and even more to having really relevant content specifically for that article on that page. So sharing other people's relevant content from Humix is awesome. That's going to benefit your site. Creating your own is going to be even better for you. So Heather, if you'll swap back to my screen, I'll show you guys a little bit about Flickify. So first, I was going to show you what one of the videos can look like. Now, I don't know if my sound's going to work, but I'm just going to show it to you really quickly. So this is created entirely by our AI program and using the content on this website's article with images. It's got a voiceover, which I'm not sure if you guys can hear on the recording. And that voiceover is just reading a script from that article. Now, this looks really polished, and it's honest to goodness can take minutes for you to do, which is why I think Flickify is wonderful. So with Flickify, let's see, let's grab an article here and we'll just show you what this can look like. You can use just a URL for your article and the Flickify tool to create a video. This is so cool. If you're a standard Ezoic publisher, you get 5 free videos a month. On premium, you actually get 100 free videos a month, which is amazing. And so I would definitely recommend every month, use all 5, make the videos. Even if you end up, experimenting with them and trying to figure out a way you want to make it better, that's fine. They're free. Use them every single month. And so this is going to either summarize your content sometimes, or if it's short enough, it will just use exactly your content. You can edit that script if you choose to. This is going to, in a minute maybe, render us a video. So we've already got all of the different images here. This is it automatically creating all of the slides. You guys have seen me start this from the beginning. It's incredibly easy. And I would definitely recommend having a play with this. Now, our instructions are as simple as you want it to be. So you can literally just copy and paste the URL, go here to preview, render the video, and make no customizations at all. You can also customize virtually anything, anything and everything. And all of these start from scratch instructions are going to walk you through all of the different things that you can customize. If you can use Canva or PowerPoint, you can totally use this product. And so I would definitely say, just check this out. And what will happen is when you've created that video, it will automatically upload that video to Humix, which means that if you choose, other people can share it and you can make passive revenue from that. And it can be put onto your site. Now, under this resources tab, we have everything you need to know about Humix and how to set up those embeds. So you can easily kind of walk through the steps, but there's also a really easy way, which is that as you add those videos, this AI placeholder here is automatically going to share those on your page if you have both grow and engage functions turned on. So very easy to get started. And if you do have any questions, pop into community, or once you're level 1, open up a ticket and I can help you. So yes, I just wanted to show you guys some of those tools. Now, the last one, Heather, would you mind skipping to the next slide for me? Is our NicheIQ. So NicheIQ, if you guys haven't looked at it before, I would definitely recommend looking at it. Again, this is totally free set of tools that is going to save you a ton of time and work on your SEO. This is a great place to just start dipping your toe into having an SEO strategy and kind of working around researching SEO. And because we have our in-house AI essentially helping you with that, it is much, much easier than kind of trying to go it alone. Heather, if you'll swap to my screen, I'll show you guys. Cool. Okay, so in NicheIQ, we have potentially 4 tools. So Page Booster is, remember, that one's from Trailblazer. And then we got Site Health, On-Page SEO, and Topic Suggestions. To use all of these, the only thing you have to do is link your Google Search Console. So that's just under the settings here. This demo site already has it linked. But we do have a support article to walk you through exactly how to do it. It's super easy. You basically just log in. And so, Heather, if I can, or if you can share it with everyone, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm new to StreamYard. I'm not sure where to put that in to share it with our publishers. But yeah, so it's super easy to hook that up, and then you get access to these completely free tools. So if you've ever looked at Ahref or SEMrush or Yoast, you'll probably recognize keyword research. This is what our topic suggestions tool does. So this is looking at keyword gaps for your site, and it's telling you how difficult is it going to be for you to rank for that topic, for that keyword. And if you successfully rank, how potentially impactful is that going to be for your site? We've got a little chart here. You want it to be in the green zone, but it's also a great way to kind of brainstorm ideas and see, well, like maybe you really want to write about pie, but it turns out that Costco apple pie is probably not the best option because it's got a pretty low potential. It gives you a really good framework to kind of start building your SEO keyword ideas off of. And now this is great for new content or for updating existing content. The other tool that I really love is this tag tester tool. This lets you do A/B meta titles and meta description testing. Sounds really complicated. Honestly, is really easy for you to do. It's just a little bit of looking into potential other keywords, other titles that you could use for your existing articles. And then what this tool lets you do is run those tests, run that as an experiment to see if it does do better without you actually having to change it on your content, because this is just going to change the metadata. Site health is a tool to really help you if whenever you start to experience any kind of sort of technical problems. It is just tracking a 7-day rolling period of any client errors, server errors, and URL successes. And if you do have any issues, it will give you all the information about what's the error, what does the error mean, and give you a place where you can then look into it further. This is really helpful if you start to see a drop in traffic or something weird, to just go and make sure that that issue is not a technical one. Heather, would you mind moving to our last slide? Fab. So thank you guys so much for listening to my presentation. If you do have any questions, please pop them below.
Audrey, thank you so much. That was really interesting, and thank you everybody for your questions that you've put in so far. We're going to take a look at those in just a moment for you. Just wanted to let anybody know who's watching this on replay that if you go to community, and I've put the link in here so that you can see that, if you go to that link in community, you'll be able to see a thread about the Ezoic Level 1 Q&A today, and you can ask any questions that you would like in the thread there. I'll keep an eye on that and make sure I answer those for you just as soon as I can. I work Monday to Fridays on GMT, so I'll keep an eye out for your questions and get back to you, just as soon as I can. So please do let us know if you do have any questions, and I'll pass you back over to Audrey, who will take you through the questions that you've asked today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Heather. Would you swap back to my screen? I'll start off with someone asked about meeting the parameters for the levels. So I just wanted to show you, yes, you do need to meet both of the parameters at the same time. So for example, if you only had 5,000 visits but had made $55, that would not level up yet. Because of what I mentioned before, that it's more than just about revenue or more than just about traffic. It's about getting that balance of the different niches of traffic coming in, and that's really what we see happening when both of those things are happening at the same time. I also saw we got a question about the US versus UK versus Canada versus Australia. Which country has the highest EPMV for Ezoic? Now, no one country has the highest EPMV for Ezoic. What it's going to be about is your site-specific data. So what I would definitely recommend is checking out those different locations for your site to see which one is performing best for you. No one country, no one site, no one niche, no anything is going to have exactly the same EPMV all the time, or even be kind of relative the same to other sites and other niches. It's always going to be about your specific site's data, which is one of the things that publisher success managers do all the time, is we look at your specific site's data and help you figure out what you want to be targeting, what's going to work best for you. So let's see, we got other questions here. So someone's asked about page speed issues specifically. So if your page, as this person asked, if your page speed issues page speed has already been optimized with our Leap tool, but you're still having issues with your Core Web Vital scores, what else can you do? So there's a number of things you can do, and I will show you here. So in Leap, you're going to find, I know we don't currently have data. We'll show lab data here. You're going to find this recommendations list underneath your Core Web Vital scores on the overview page, on the overview tab. Anything that you see in this list is something that you can do to make a difference with your site speed, with your page, with your Core Web Vital scores. Anything that's got a red mark, that's the most severe. I think we do actually have a nuclear symbol for some things that are extremely severe, but mostly you'll see just these red ones, and then the yellow ones are for moderate impact. Now, some of them have instructions in these hyperlinks next to them. I always say start with the easiest ones. If there's anything you can delete it, get rid of it. You don't need it. You don't need that extra code weighing your site down. If there's anything that you would be easy to follow the instructions, so like you've got this step-by-step instructions, do those next. And then as they do get more complicated, you'll find that you can check these view alternative options, and they are going to give you suggestions for things you can swap that program out with that are faster. And so I would suggest working through those. Like I said, start with the easy ones. You only need to pass. You don't need to get 100. So start with what you can and just keep working through them, and you will see that start to make a difference. In the overview, you'll see, this is lab data, so we don't have the chart, but you'll usually see a little chart going off to the side here. That will show improvement before this number does, because your Core Web Vital score is an average of 28 days. So working through those recommendations is going to make a big difference. And once you get to level 1, if you have specific questions about LEAP recommendations, about a specific page that's having problems, you will get the option to open up a ticket directly with the LEAP team once you reach level 1. I hope that's answered your question, but if you do have additional questions about that, go ahead and pop those in. Let's see. So do you need $50 and 10,000 views together? You need at least $50 and at least 10,000 views over a month period. So it could be 20,000 and 50, or it could be 10,000 and 100. It doesn't matter as long as both minimums are met at the same time. Oh, I totally understand. Yeah, if you feel like the recommendations are not really helping, you may just have not seen the benefit from those yet. I don't know how recently you finished your recommendations list. So what I would say is that if you are still seeing page speed issues with sites that you have already done all of the recommendations on our list for, there is another tool that could be helpful. So that is this lab tool. So we'll look at the My Scores tool as well. So any link on your page that has a really poor score on Core Web Vitals, especially if it's getting a lot of traffic, is going to be negatively impacting those Core Web Vitals, even if it's just the one page. So sometimes what you want to do is go into those pages and actually check out what the issue is. Sometimes it's a really large image. Sometimes it's an uncached font. But so for example, we'll check out the Ezoic Lab. So we'll run this test on this one. And what this is going to show you is highlighting the element that is causing that slow load time. Now, the lab data is just from my one test. So like I'm at home with high-speed internet and my Ethernet's plugged in. So I'll probably get a much higher speed than if you run this test on like a coffee shop Wi-Fi. But okay, so the large contentful paint is too slow. And the issue with this page is that title block. So that might be an issue with the page builder that he used. That has made that page, that title, kind of quite a heavy code to load in. It might be an issue with font caching. If it's an image, it might be just that you need to size down the image. So individually troubleshooting those pages that are slow and getting high traffic can also produce really beneficial results for your site if you've already worked through all of those kind of site-wide recommendations. We got a question asking to please explain EPMV in detail. Let me see if I can pull you up an article for that. But yes, absolutely. So let me get you article. The EPMV is the revenue for 1,000 sessions. And so that is a little bit different from the way that it's calculated with some other advertisers. You might be familiar with AdSense. They are a click-based. So they are paying out on a click basis, which is not related to sessions at all. And other like advertisers, if you've worked with other advertisers, are often using the advertiser metric of RPM or CPM, which is not really relevant for publishers since that is based on what the advertiser is paying, not what you are getting paid. So I'll pull up our EPMV explanation blog post because it's super helpful and it means you don't have to remember every single thing I've just said. But the really important things to remember about ePMV is how you can grow it, right? So because it's based on 1,000 sessions, what you want to make sure you can do is have those really long sessions. So you want people to go to multiple pages, to scroll all the way down the page. You can look at how many impressions are happening over those sessions. So do you need additional ad placeholders? Do you want to use a different setting so that it is showing more ads with like the revenue focused setting? The other important thing to remember is that you're looking at ePMVs are going to be different for different locations, for different pages, for different types of content. So that's because of the traffic that particular content, that particular page is bringing in. So if you really want to kind of manipulate your ePMV to try to get it to go higher, it's definitely worth looking at the data for how that ePMV changes by those things, by content, by author, if you pay for different authors, by type of content, by how recent it's been updated is also another thing that can affect that. So it's really important to recognize that those different factors are what is going to be impacting your ePMV, and that you do have control over figuring out what those are and how you can push that ePMV higher. I apologize. I see someone said their question was skipped. My bad. So the threshold for level 1 are calculated from 1st to the 31st of each month. I will show you. So you can see here that this is by month. So it will actually tell you which month it's looking at. So obviously right now we're in February. So this one is still looking at January. If you want to see what your upcoming month's numbers are likely to be, you can always check that in your big data by just making it set to the correct month. So if you want to look at what January was, you want to see what February was for this month, you can check just for February. That's then going to give you a good idea of, are you going to meet the criteria by the end of that month? Cool. I recognize that we are out of our time. So I'm going to hand this back over to Heather. But if you guys do have additional questions, please do look to the community. Heather's amazing, and y'all have an awesome resource in getting to have the community option there. So it was lovely to meet you guys today, and I look forward to seeing you all in level 1.
Thank you, Audrey, for all your help today and for taking everyone through that information. And thank you, everyone, for joining us and asking the questions that you have. Look forward to seeing you all next time. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.